Hello everyone, Anadelas, hope you are all fine during this hard time. Remember to wash your hands all the time, sanitize, sanitize, and practice social distancing. This is the way we all have to stop the spread of coronavirus. Because of this COVID-19 pandemic, we have decided to keep you busy with class work through YouTube. We believe parents, guardians are going to cooperate with us for the benefit of our learners. Make sure the work given to the learners should be done by the end of the day. Annabelle, we care.
Hello, grade 6. This is teacher Gunda, your English teacher. I hope you are doing well. This pandemic, coronavirus is going on. Make sure that you follow all the precautions. Wash your hands all the time. We love you all, the love of Christ. So today, I would like us to talk about the voice of verbs. The voice of verbs. We all know that we've been doing this since lower grades, that the verb is an action word which tells the action of how things happen. So we are going to talk about the voice of verbs. We once talked about a sentence previously that we put two main parts of a sentence. For some of you who might have forgotten, we have a subject. The subject is the doer of an action, the one who does the action in a sentence. We also have what we call the predicates. This is the action that is done by the subject, or what we are talking about concerning the subject in a sentence. So when we talk of the voice of verbs in a sentence, we have two types of voices in a sentence. We have what we call active voice. In an active voice, the subject performs the action, which means that we begin our sentence with the subject. We begin our sentence with the subject. For an example, this is the passive, the active voice. This is the active voice. So I would like to give you an example of such sentence, which is in active voice. Okay, this is an example of a sentence which is in active voice. As I said earlier on, that when we write a sentence in an active voice, we start our sentence with the subject. In this case, Nomsa is the subject, which means Nomsa is the doer of the action. Nomsa, what did Nomsa do? Nomsa parked the car. Nomsa parked the car. This is active voice. When the verb is in the active voice. Now, when we go to the passive voice, which means that we are going to start with the most important thing that we want to say. What we want to say is that the car was parked. So we start by saying the car was parked by Nonsa, which means the subject comes later after we've said the most important thing that we wanted to say. So this is the passive voice. The car was parked by Nonsa. So which means that we can play around with our sentences the way we like. It's either, if you want to start with the subject, it will be in the active voice. If you want to start with the predicate, it will be in the passive voice. But all of them are equally important, even though the active voice is much strong. It is stronger. But it is also necessary to write our sentences in a passive voice. Why? Because sometimes we do not want to say the subject in a sentence. Sometimes we might not know the subject, but we really need to say what happened without mentioning the subject. Then we can write our sentence in a passive voice. There is an example of such sentences whereby we are not mentioning the subject, or we might not know the subject. For example, this is an example of such sentences whereby we might not know the subject who performed the action, but what we need to know, this is the most important thing that we need to know, that the bells were rang without even knowing who rang them. No wonder why I said earlier on that it is necessary also to use the passive voice. Boys and girls, I would like you to try these sentences whereby we are going to change sentences that are in active voice. You change them to passive voice. Other sentences will be in the passive voice. You change them to active voice. I will give you an example. The queen planned a party for the princess. This sentence is in an active voice whereby we start with the subject, the doer of the action, which is the queen. Then the answer is, a party for the princess was planned by the queen. A party for the princess was planned by the queen. So, I will give you see the exercise that is going to be number 1 up to number 10. whereby you change the the sentences into passive or active voice. So for more practice, you can go to page 35 of your English Grade 6 learners book, page 35 and page 43 for more practice. Thank you very much. I love you all.